Do you want to wake up feeling like you're stepping into who you're meant to be, into the best possible version of you? What if I told you that the key to your best life, health, and happiness are all around you? You just have to find what works for you. I'm Hopeful and I believe that there isn't just one way to live a healthy and meaningful life, and that all you need is a little inspiration to make changes that last from the inside out. Each week, I'll be sharing tangible tips and inspirational interviews to help you on your journey. These are the steps to take to improve your life and live with purpose. This is Hopeful and Wholesome. Hi, friends, and welcome back to Hopeful and Wholesome and another episode in our Align and Refine for 2025 series. And as we step into 2025, I want to talk about something that's been completely transformational in my own life. And I integrate it into my work and work I do with my clients, and it's energy healing. And before you turn me off and go to the next episode because it's too woo for you, just stick with me here because I've got some really cool tools you can use in some really practical ways you can bring this forward and easy ways you can do. Even if you don't want to go hardcore into all of the things, there's some easy things you can do to clear energy and release old energy. And that's what I want to talk about because the new year is the perfect time to realign, which is why I'm calling this series Align and Refine. It's a perfect time to realign, to release old energy, and to really step into this space of clarity and flow. And that's what the energy healing is for, right? So today's episode, I want to dive into just the basics of energy healing, what it is, how it works, and why it's so impactful for your well-being. I'm going to share just some simple techniques to help you clear energy blocks, align your energy centers or your chakras. If you don't like the word chakra, you can say energy center. If chakra is, it's funny. This is a side note. And if you know anything about Dr. Joe Dispenza, and Dr. Joe Dispenza is very scientific. I mean, he's literally a scientist. Like, this is what he does. And so all of his stuff about rewiring the brain and like he's literally healed people from terminal illness and cancer and diseases with all of his different types of meditations and practices. And it's all just for rewiring the brain and like changing yourself at a cellular level. But he has these practices and he talks about the chakras, but he never says the word chakra. And in one of his, me and my husband have gone to one of his live workshops before. And I think he might say this in one of his books too, but he uses words because he doesn't want to polarize people. And I think the word chakra can polarize people because people see it as like woo or out there or too Eastern, whatever, So he literally has one of his most famous meditations, and you probably go on YouTube and find various free versions of it, but it's what does he call it? The blessings of the energy centers. But he literally goes through the chakras and he walks you through this it's an energy clearing. That's exactly what it is. He doesn't call it an energy clearing. He doesn't call it chakras, but that's what it is. So it's totally a side note, but I always find it interesting what words like trigger people. And and I will use those words interchangeably. I'll use energy centers and chakras interchangeably and just know it's the same thing. To me, the word doesn't really matter. But so I get it. Some words are triggering for people, but just know that as we're talking about energy clearing, I'm totally going off on a tangent here, but as we're talking about energy clearing here, it is a scientific fact that you are an energy being, right? There are tools that people have that like scientists have that can measure your energetic field. All of us have an energetic field. Our bodies are, and literally everything is energy. Things that you can touch are more dense energy, right? It's moving more slowly. So like the wall, the chair, whatever you're sitting on, like that is all energy. It's energy. It's things in motion, right? Everything is moving. The protons, electrons, neutrons, all of those things are all moving, right? And then you have things that move faster energy, right? Things like light and sound. It's energy, but it's just moving really fast. So more dense are things like you can touch and feel and see. The faster energy, less dense, right? So when I say energy, I know the word energy can be like la la la, like frou frou and whatever for people, but energy is a thing. Like this is a scientifically proven thing that energy exists and that we are energy beings. That's the other thing. And that's really, if you want to dive into like the more sciencey part of this, go dig up Dr. Joe Dispenza. He has a ton of books. I've read them all like multiple times.
literally multiple times. I have his meditations. Like he's amazing, but he takes a more scientific approach to it. And I think for some people that's more, it's easier to, it's more palatable, right? It's easier to digest when you're coming from that angle and not like a pie in the sky, frou frou, la di da, whatever, woo woo perspective. I like both perspectives, honestly. That's just me. I like both. But if you like the more science approach, start there. If you're like, I don't know about this whole energy thing, start there. Go check out Dr. Joe Dispenza and you can get the sciencey stuff. So back to what I was saying before. That was a total side note tangent, but I thought it was important to say. The techniques I'm going to share with you today are going to help clear energy blocks, align your chakras, help you create a foundation of balanced, aligned energy to guide you into the year ahead. The whole point of this series is for that exact purpose. I want you to be able to walk into the new year ahead with this renewed energy for everything, for life and relationships and whatever it is that you're doing in life, right? So this episode is going to be packed with tangible tools. So let's go ahead and just jump in. I've already gone off on tangents and I can't promise you I'm not going to do it again. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is energy healing? Energy healing is a holistic practice that works to balance the flow of energy in the body. And that's what it is at its simplest form, right? That's the simplest way I can explain it. It's a holistic practice that works to balance the flow of energy in the body. And it's based on this idea and the scientific fact that we have an energetic field, and this idea that our energy fields can hold on to emotional or physical imbalances, which can manifest as stress, fatigue, illness, dis-ease in the body, right? When our energy field is holding onto these emotional things, it shows up as dis-ease in the body. So the goal is to remove these blocks and restore harmony to your body, restore that flow of energy in the body, that free flow of life force energy, so that your body and your mind can heal and thrive. And if you want to see, Dr. Joe Dispenza is just like coming to my mind so much right now talking about this, because if you want to see like actual evidence of this working in real time, like happening, all you need to do, I mean, you can get on YouTube and find a bajillion like testimonials and videos about this. Like he has literally had people in his workshops. He does these intensives that are like, some of them are like 10 days, some of them are 2 weeks, some of them are even longer. He does these intensives. He will literally have people change their entire body, like what's happening in their body from day one to day, whatever the last day is. Like they will change just within that time, that intensive. Like that's how powerful our mind is and how powerful our energy is. And when we are holding on to energy, emotions, right? This is literally causing dis-ease in the body and it's affecting us at a physical level. And that's why that's why I'm so passionate about this energy healing stuff, because I know how much it's affecting us physically. And that's why I started implementing it into my practice, is because I know how much it is affecting us physically. And if you want evidence of that, go look up Dr. Joe Dispenza and just look at some of his testimonials and the stuff from his workshops, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Because his work is helping you release old patterns, like we talked about limiting beliefs in another episode, right? It's helping you release old patterns, beliefs, thoughts, how your brain is wired, and these emotions that are attached to all of that. So the goal with energy healing is to remove all of this, restore harmony in the body. So think of energy healing as clearing the slate, releasing the old stagnant energy from 2024, creating this space for new, aligned, fresh energy to guide you into 2025. So take a minute to reflect here for a second. What energy are you carrying from last year that no longer serves you, or from this year, the year we're in right now, 2024, whenever you're listening to this? What energy are you carrying from this year that no longer serves you? Okay. Reflect on that. Think about that. Contemplate. It might be something you want to meditate or journal on for a while, like free write, see what comes up. What energy are you carrying? And when I say what energy, this could be thoughts, beliefs, emotions, patterns you recognize in yourself. Like, what are you carrying from this year that no longer serves you? And number two, the second part to this, part two, what new energy or intention do you want to invite into your life in the new year? Okay, take some time and reflect on that and see what comes up. Now let's talk about clearing energy blocks, right? There are some really beginner friendly techniques that you can try now. A few that I want to mention to you here that you can do that are super easy. And you know, wherever you are on the woo scale, you could take what you want and leave the rest. Okay. So first is a grounding visualization. Okay. Visualization is really crucial here. And it's really crucial. And I mentioned visualization in terms of like goal setting and rewiring beliefs. We talked about limiting beliefs, but visualization is such a powerful tool for energy work too. So here's a little grounding visualization. Imagine roots grounding from the soles of your feet deep into the earth. With every inhale, draw up this grounding energy from the earth into your body. And with every exhale, release any heavy, stagnant energy back into the ground. Do this for 5 minutes, and you're going to feel this clear, grounded, centered feeling in your body. So easy, so simple. That's all it is. That's it. Here's another one, number 2. Now, cleansing your space. Now, if you think this is woo, that's fine. But the other thing is like, it doesn't hurt. And I do this all the time. My kids think it's funny because they walk around the house with me when I'm doing it. But using sage or Palo Santo to cleanse your home and your energy field. And these are tools that have been used in ancient, you know, Chinese medicine, Eastern medicine to clear energy. And you can also just use it as a way to set intentions too. Like it's the intention behind it. So as you move through your space, you're setting an intention like, I release all the energy that doesn't serve me. I'm welcoming in fresh energy. I'm welcoming in positivity and clarity. For me, when I do it, I'm usually saying a prayer. So I'm praying over the house, the space, whatever, wherever I am. So you can use it, but for me, a lot of this stuff, it's just the intention behind it. So the sage, the Palo Santo, you could even do incense if you like incense. I prefer, my favorite is Palo Santo. And you can find that. I mean, if you have like a woo-woo store around you, it usually has like a woo-woo crystal store has all that, but you can also get it online and you can order it and you can get it mailed. You honestly, I've never looked. You can get anything on Amazon, but Palo Santo is it's a wood. So it's just a little stick of wood. And then sage is, you know what sage is? Sage is sage. It's dried sage. So smudging or cleansing your space is another good technique. And then energy sweeping. This is so easy. And it's so funny. My husband, we were at this was last year. I did this little expo, this little mind, body, spirit expo. It wasn't little, actually. It was a big one. I did this mind, body, spirit expo in Austin last year. And there was a lot of really cool energy healers and energy people and all kinds of really cool woo stuff. It was awesome. But my husband had his first like quote unquote energy healing session. This is what she did. She did an energy sweeping, and he's my husband is up for anything. Like he's a good sport about it. Even if he thinks it's weird, he'll do it. If I'm like, no, it's cool, do it. I'll do it. But the energy sweeping, he really did feel a difference. Like he went and they did this energy sweeping thing and he we walked away and about like 10, 15 minutes later, he was like, I actually do feel like lighter and different. Like he really felt a difference. So the energy sweeping is literally just what it sounds like. You're using your hands to sweep away negative energy from your body. So for him, he stood there and there was a couple gals that were doing and they were just kind of sweeping around his body, but you can literally touch your body and sweep away, like brushing, like you hear me, I'm brushing away. You can brush and sweep your body from head to toe, imagining that you're brushing off unwanted energy. You can do it around your body. You can sweep your hands around your body, but the energy sweeping, and it just feels good. It's also one of those things that's really regulating to your nervous system. It's like shaking your body when you shake it out, like brushing yourself. It's the physical movement of it really does like shake off. You can really feel this like reset of energy. It's a really good reset anytime you feel heavy, overwhelmed. And if you can really visualize, again, the intention behind it, if you can really visualize like brushing off the unwanted energy, the negative energy, it's such an easy technique. So those 3 things I just gave you are so easy and simple. Try one of them. Try one of them. You can even add one of these into your weekly routine, just any of them. Such an easy thing to do to help just clear the energy. Clear the energy, get rid of unwanted energy. Now, I want to give you a few tools here for aligning your energy centers or your chakras. I'm going to go through the energy centers here. And I have lots of episodes about energy centers. And I have a series of episodes where I went through all of the energy centers and how to use mineral balancing for each chakra or energy center. And I'm going to leave that little, I have a little guide that I created from that. And I'm going to leave that in the show notes so you can go. It's just like a different conversation, but it's still about aligning and balancing your chakras, your energy centers, because it's about mineral balancing. So it's kind of putting the physical and the energetic pieces together. So in the link in the show notes, I have the link to the guide if you want to go to that guide, and it gives you all the tools you need to balance, use mineral balancing for this. But I want to walk you through here each of talk about the chakras here. So the chakras are energy centers in the body that influence physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And I want to explore how we can align these at home, just simple ways that we can do this, and how we can kind of recognize when any of these might be out of balance, or the energy might be a little like and you can use some of these tools. It's like just simple easy things that you can do. So the basics of the chakras are the energy centers. So we start at the base of the spine. The root chakra is for safety and stability. The sacral chakra is at your lower abdomen. This is for creativity, pleasure, sexuality, life force energy comes from there, your sacral. Solar plexus is around your stomach area. So think of like literally like your solar plexus, like when you punch somebody in their solar plexus. This is for confidence and willpower. Your heart center, the center of your chest, is for love and connection. The throat center, literally your throat, is for communication and for truth. Your third eye, this is at your forehead, like in between your eyes. It's just for intuition and clarity. And then the crown, the top of your head, is your spiritual connection. So this is your connection to God or whatever higher power you believe in. Okay. So for each of these, let's look I'm going to walk through each of these and give you some alignment practices for each of your chakras. So for the root chakra. So this is when, if you're feeling issues, I don't want to say issues, that's not the word I want to use, but if you're feeling if you're feeling anything around like safety and stability in your life, right, then this is the chakra you would want to nurture, the energy center you want to nurture. So practice grounding exercises, literally grounding, like walking barefoot outside. This is such a great way to bring balance to that chakra. And here's the other thing with the chakras, the energy centers that I want to mention is all of these chakra in Sanskrit just means wheel. It's just wheels of energy. And all of these wheels of energy work together. And so when one of them is off, then it makes all the other ones above that one off. So it all starts at the root chakra. So if you are having feelings, things are coming up for you around safety and stability in your life, relationships, your business, career, whatever it is, like this is literally affecting everything above that. All the other six chakras are being affected because of the root, because the root this is where it starts. And so if you're feeling that, like you really want to show this energy center some love. So walking outside barefoot, grounding exercises, grounding meditations, like those are going to be really supportive for this. And then you can incorporate grounding foods like root vegetables that can be really grounding for that center as well. Now, looking at the sacral chakra, the sacral, remember, this is for like creativity, pleasure, sexuality, life force energy. So if you're feeling anything around those areas, like lacking creativity, pleasure, like you can't really connect to those things, engage in creative activities. So things like painting, dancing, right? Anything creative. And you don't have to be quote unquote good at any of it. Like you don't have to be an artist or a dancer. Literally turning on music and having a dance party by yourself in your room. Nobody has to watch unless you wanted to, right? Painting, getting like, those adult coloring books are so helpful. Like I know during COVID for me, when I was having a hard time with just everything that was going on in my life at the time, that was so helpful for me, getting those adult coloring books. And I got me a really nice set of colored pencils and like just like drawing, coloring was so just bringing out that creative energy in yourself, right? That can be really supportive. And then eating foods that are associated with the color. So the sacral chakra is associated with the color orange. So eating foods like orange foods, oranges, carrots, sweet potatoes, that can be nourishing to that energy center. The solar plexus is next. And remember, this is the center for confidence and willpower. And so focusing on affirmations like, I am powerful and confident. These can be like tuning into those parts of yourself, doing like the EFT tapping to bring in, like to evoke those emotions and get rid of limiting beliefs around that, around confidence and willpower. That can be really powerful. Now, moving on to the heart chakra. Remember the heart chakra, the energy center here. This is for love and connection. So if you're feeling disconnected from this part of you, meditations on compassion and gratitude can really help you connect with that. And then the color associated with this particular energy center is green. So adding in green foods like spinach, kale, matcha, um, leafy greens, right? Green fruits. These can be really supportive for this energy center. Moving on to the throat center. Remember, this is the center for communication, for truth. So challenging yourself to speak your truth in small ways, like journaling, having an honest conversation with somebody, right? Free writing and getting out what needs to come out. This can be really supportive for your throat chakra. Singing, chanting, humming, all of these things can be great to stimulate and activate this area. So we typically label all of these things as things that stimulate the vagus nerve, and that really can be supportive for your throat chakra. So you just want to activate that area, can be supportive for the energy there. So now we're going to the third eye. And remember, the third eye is for intuition, for clarity. So practice visualization exercises or guided meditations. That's a great way to really tune into your intuition and getting clarity. If you're feeling disconnected from your intuition, you're feeling like you're not getting a lot of clarity, just you want to focus on mindfulness practices, right? Whatever that looks like. So meditation is obviously great. I love it. You know that. But visualizing can be great too. And it could be whatever mindfulness is for you. So maybe getting into a mindful space is for you is going on a walk in nature. Maybe it's gardening or cooking or whatever it is. But you want to connect with your body and get out of your mind. That's going to help you really connect to your intuition and get clarity. And reducing screen time as well can help. So you want to do things that are going to help reduce mental clutter. So going back, we talked about that digital detox in another episode. That can be really supportive for you, really being able to connect with your intuition and clarity and bring energy back to that energy center. And then last but not least is the crown chakra. Remember, this is that spiritual connection, right? That connection to the divine, to God. And this one is so easy. This one is so easy. And you probably already know this, but spending time in silence, meditation, or prayer, that is really the best way to connect with that divine spiritual connection. Focusing on breath work and just quieting it. I think that the third eye and the crown chakra, the third eye and the crown center, both of those centers really they work really closely together because I mean, it's kind of like they both work simultaneously because in order for you to be connected with your intuition, you have to have that spiritual connection, right? And then vice versa, right? They work so closely together. So when you're nourishing one, you're really nourishing both. So being able to clear the mental clutter, right? Diving into meditation and prayer and silence and quieting the mind, that's really going to help you connect to your intuition, connect to God, connect to your higher kind of the higher sense of self. Like all of that is going to help. So that is kind of a quick rundown of the energy centers or the chakras. So find one to focus on this week, or go back and take notes. Or you can go to my little guide in the notes, and it'll explain some of what I just said. But when you're feeling the energy kind of wobbly in one of these energy centers, show it some love, right? It's so easy to do, and then feel how more nourished you feel when you're able to do that. So as we wrap up this episode, let's set some aligned energy intentions for the new year. So first, let's talk about daily check-ins. Take 2 minutes every morning just to tune into your body, tune into how you're feeling energetically. Ask yourself, what energy am I bringing into today? What energy do I want to cultivate today? Right? Checking in with yourself, setting an intention energetically for day, and just checking in to see how you feel. Because here's the other thing. Sometimes we don't wake up feeling the same every day, especially as women. Our hormones change, and so we wake up feeling different times of the month, right? And I think it's important to do this energetic check-in with yourself in the morning, because it's your intentions are not going to be the same every day based on your energy, right? And it also is going to depend on like what you're dealing with in life. Like if you're dealing with hard things in life, you need to have that, like that needs to be a part of like setting your expectations for what energy you're going to bring in today. Like making sure you're setting realistic expectations for yourself energetically. and then being mindful of the energy that you want to cultivate, right? So check in with yourself and be realistic about that. The second thing here is creating a space at home. So creating a little space for yourself, a place, like maybe it's a corner in your room, or maybe it is a room, for things like prayer and meditation and journaling and all of these energy practices that I've been talking about. And then adding things to enhance the space. So maybe it's like a pillow or a blanket, something cozy. It's plants, it's candles, it's whatever makes it feel cozy and special for you. Like have a little space for yourself for that. And then last is anchor in intentions with affirmations. Affirmations like, I release what no longer serves me. I welcome clarity this year. I step into flow, abundance, and purpose, right? Setting up yourself with these affirmations to connect you with that life force energy that we really want to cultivate and bring more of, right? So energy healing is such a powerful tool, and it's such a powerful way to start the year feeling clear, aligned, and ready to embrace the new possibilities that are waiting for you in the new year in 2025. So I hope these techniques inspire you to really prioritize your energetic well-being. And because we know it's not just about physical health, but that there's other parts of our well-being besides just the physical health, right? And I hope this helps you create this foundation of balance for 2025. And in the show notes, I have a link to my guide about mineral balancing for the energy centers for the chakras. And I also have a link to the guide that I mentioned in previous episodes that is to help you detox holistically. And it has all of these practices, and it has some. Now, for me, I consider everything that I do in that guide energy work. And it's not just the like spiritual energy, because we're going through all of it. There's a physical detox. So I have a kind of a guideline, an outline for a physical detox. I have tools for mental and spiritual. It's all works together. All of this for me is energy healing, because energy is all of that. It's physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual, it's all of it. So this guide it's more like a mini, it's not a guide, it's like a mini program. It goes through all of those pieces, and it's such a powerful way to set yourself up with this new energy that we're talking about. We're going to bring in this new energy, this clear, aligned, refined energy in 2025. And this guide is such a great way. I'm so excited about this little mini program that I've created for y'all, and it's totally free. So go download it, dive into these practices. I guarantee you that you're going to have some shifts. I guarantee you're going to have some shifts. Go into it with the energy of possibility. Let me know what comes up for you. Shoot me a message to let me know how you're feeling doing these practices, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks for listening to Hopeful and Wholesome, y'all. If you found value in this week's episode, please subscribe on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave a review to let me know what you thought. I'd love to know what you find useful in these episodes so I can know how to provide the most value I can to my listeners. And if you have topics you'd like to know more about, I'd love to hear those as well. So shoot me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. It's at @TheHopePedraza, or you can visit my website, hopefulandwholesome.com. Thanks, y'all.